Bain & Company's August 2026 Global Games Report documents a commercial collapse in generic mid-tier releases. According to their findings, the monolithic demographic that supported the industry for 3 decades has fractured beyond repair. This disintegration is a byproduct of the global attention economy war. Traditional narrative titles no longer compete solely against other games. They are fighting for seconds against algorithmic short-form video and persistent virtual social hubs. Among Generation Alpha and Gen Z, screen time is now dominated by spaces where playing, chatting, and creating digital fashion are one and the same. This shift has forced the market into 2 mutually exclusive behavioral extremes, effectively hollowing out the middle class of the industry. The first extreme is the ecosystem native. These players spend over 80% of their annual leisure time inside 1 or 2 perpetual platforms, like Roblox or Fortnite, treating the software as a social network and a primary digital economy. The second extreme is the auteur enthusiast. This group reserves their time and capital for generational masterpieces, demanding a level of artistic depth and human craftsmanship that automated systems cannot replicate. Success in the 2026 market is now determined by where a studio draws the line between algorithmic production and human intentionality. The legacy blockbuster development model reached a financial limit in 2026. A premier 9th-generation title now requires budgets exceeding $300 million and production cycles spanning nearly a decade. This chart illustrates the mathematical driver. In major tech hubs, a senior developer's fully loaded cost averages $25,000 per month. For a large organization, baseline payroll can surpass $150 million before marketing a single asset. With these overheads, a minor commercial disappointment leads to immediate studio dissolution. Meanwhile, the live service side of the fracture has concentrated. A tight cartel of perpetual platforms now captures 65% of all global gaming playtime. This model relies on extreme revenue concentration. While the majority of users play for free, 72% of total in-game expenditure comes from the top 2.5% of active users. A static $70 narrative product cannot compete against an infinite free-to-play ecosystem funded by this concentrated whale capital. Hardware development moved to solve these bottlenecks. 10th-generation engines utilize high-speed solid-state drives and dedicated on-chip neural processing units to stream uncompressed geometry without performance throttling. This enabled a shift from static procedural generation, which simply randomized pre-made modules, to runtime generative AI synthesis. This matrix shows how the engine architecture has changed. Instead of a static binary, titles are now adaptive neural simulations that recalibrate their mechanics and visual atmosphere in real time. This Unreal Engine 5.5 code illustrates the telemetry loop. The engine ingests real-time biometric data, including heart rate and galvanic skin response, to calculate the player's stress index and flow state. The game uses this data to dynamically adjust enemy aggression, synthesize multi-branching quests, and compose adaptive orchestral scores to keep the player in a state of psychological flow. NPC dialogue trees have also been replaced by agentic cognitive frameworks. These characters possess persistent long-term memories and distinct psychological motivations. They utilize acoustic paralinguistic sentiment analysis, detecting pitch variance and hesitation in the player's real voice. If a player's voice wavers during an interrogation, the autonomous character detects that vulnerability and changes their tactical approach accordingly. 10th-generation software functions as a responsive psychological mirror, adjusting its reality to the individual player's state. In 2025, many publishers attempted to use these generative tools to replace creative labor, rather than accelerate technical workflows. This resulted in AI-Slop, algorithmically generated content that lacks human intentionality, often manifesting as incoherent texture maps, monotone voice performances, and hollow narrative quests. Players react viscerally against this content because human perception is finely tuned to microexpressions and speech cadence. Synthetic clones trigger an evolutionary uncanny valley response, leading to subconscious unease and emotional detachment. As this matrix illustrates, the market reception between human art and algorithmic shovelware is night and day. Titles bearing the AI-Slop stigma face aggressive review bombing and immediate refund requests. Organized consumer groups, representing millions of subscribers, now blacklist undisclosed AI games. This has caused day-one player conversion rates for these titles to drop by as much as 75%. Regulatory bodies have also established new boundaries. Major storefronts like Steam and PlayStation now require mandatory disclosure labels for all generative AI assets. In 2026, the United States Copyright Office ruled that purely algorithmic outputs cannot receive statutory copyright protection. Simultaneously, the SAG-AFTRA agreement secured specific legal protections for performers, ensuring voice actors receive residual royalties if AI clones are used in game updates. Studios that automate the creative pillars of a game lose their connection to the audience and their legal claim to the intellectual property. The most successful model in this landscape is the AAA indie micro studio. These elite teams of 15 to 30 veterans are delivering cinematic worlds that once required hundreds of developers. They succeed by using generative AI strictly as a non-creative internal production accelerator, reducing labor costs without sacrificing the artisanal quality of the core design. Technical artists use Houdini and Blender to build algorithmic rule sets that handle polygon retopology and UV unwrapping automatically within Unreal Engine 5.5. They also deploy reinforcement learning agents that run at 10,000 times real-time speed, stress testing collision boundaries and physics exploits over a single weekend. This integration reduces production costs by 35% and can shave 2 years off a traditional development cycle. This efficiency allows studios to redirect their resources. QA testers are elevated to usability directors, focusing on emotional impact, while the technical agents handle the repetitive verification. Automation provides the most economic value by managing technical friction, which allows human auteurs to prioritize the execution of their vision. The strategic directive for 2026 is clear. Use AI to empower production velocity, but keep human artistry in the director's chair. Looking at the bifurcated landscape, the commercial value of each poll is now well defined. The highest commercial margins and cultural reference belong entirely to the human craftsmanship premium. Titles that demonstrate painstaking artisanal devotion remain the industry's primary cultural touchstones. Technical barriers to world building are effectively gone. Compute and asset generation are no longer the primary constraints of the medium. In an environment of infinite algorithmic content, human intentionality and philosophical subtext have become the industry's most scarce and valuable assets. Generative AI serves as a powerful technical brush, but the creation of an enduring cultural masterpiece remains the domain of the painter.